What is up? What is going on? It's Saturday. Oh, it's Saturday. What is up, everyone? Welcome on this beautiful Saturday evening where everybody is watching Netflix, playing Call of Duty, feeding the whole game of League of Legends, going out in the club drinking beers. But we don't do that shit because we are the army of the high value engineers building blockchains and peer-to-peers. Baby! Oh! Interstellar, what is up, my man? Welcome. Welcome. Ooh, man. Can you see this? I'm on fire. Yes. I'm literally on fire and I need to... This scuffed chair, need to position this in the right position, you know. Gabriel, what is up, my man? Shaz, hello, OG. It is what it is. I may be an OG, but I still feel young and fruity. Yes. All right, I still cannot find the G-spot of streaming. It's insane. I need a new chair, something with wheels or something. A chair with wheels. Can you know that? A real chair. Okay, today we're going to do some decentralized shenanigans, and on Monday I have planned a special stream where we're going to do microservices in Golang because the community was asking for that, how to structure and make a microservice in Golang and maybe Dockerize it. The problem is I'm on my Razer Blade Windows PC and I'm using WSL2 and I'm not quite sure if I can use Docker. It's always the same thing with that Windows shenanigans. But hey, we will try. The reason why I'm using this machine is because my Mac cannot process videos with the GPU. That's the thing. Okay, today, let me quickly see. Decentralized poker, make run. The first thing we do is make run to see where we left. And let me actually, what the hell's going on with this? Hey, this is better. So we are sending messages. Oh. Okay. Did we left off with this thing? Shuffle and deal. Hey, that's what it is. You can use Docker from WSL2. Yeah, well, I was hoping for something like that. Not quite sure. I was thinking if Docker is on my Windows machine and then I have WSL, and to be honest, guys, I'm not gonna lie, but WSL is actually a thing. I thought, oh my god, now I need to go on Windows, but it's actually working pretty fine, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, and if Docker is gonna work as smooth as the rest, then I'm not sure. Because a MacBook, to be honest, 4K for a MacBook, and I bought this laptop for, I don't know, 3K, but this GPU, my man, hey, no joke, this is no joker. Okay, let's focus up for a bit. So we have some issues. I was looking up, wait, let's open up server here, and then game state on the other side. Wait, what's this? So we did our decentralized shuffling a little bit wrong. How it's gonna work? Let me find a place to put this in. Man, it's already a day. And if you go in a project back again, even though it's only 8 hours or 16 hours, initiate shuffle and deal. So what's basically going to happen is, so let's say we have Bob, Alice, and Foo. Why not? Bob, Alice, and Foo. So basically what happens is, let's say Bob is the dealer. So Bob is gonna initiate, he's gonna shuffle enc, right? He's gonna shuffle encrypt with his key, and he's then gonna send this deck. He's gonna shuffle and encrypt each key with encrypt each card with a key, encryption key, right? We could actually literally use any encryption if we want. Ice Bear, what's up, man? Welcome. So he's gonna shuffle encryption, and then he's gonna send that to Alice, right? And then Alice gonna do the shuffle enc shenanigans, right? Back. She does not know the cards because they are encrypted. She's gonna shuffle the encrypted cards, and then she's gonna encrypt each card with her key, right? And then she's gonna send this to Fu, which apparently is a thing. Maybe he is not man, and he is also not woman, right? Because these days you need to be careful. So man, male, female, and other. Hey, shuffle. Wait, what's going on? Yes, shuffle enc. What does LFG mean? That means looking for group. No, LFG means let's fucking go, Ice Bear. Come on, man. Hey. Let's fucking go. That's what it means. But if you play World of Warcraft and you place this that in the chat, you're looking for a group, right? Yeah, so Bob shuffles encrypt. Alice does the same thing, and then Alice sends it back to Fu, and then Fu is going to send it back to Bob, right? And yeah. And then they can start. That's the thing. What's going on here? I think I live with ghosts sometime. I don't know, not sure. So that's the thing. So the problem is that our initial initiate shuffle and deal is not doing that. It's basically sending to all players with a status. So we need to do something. We're gonna say. If I die, guys, then I'm not sure what's going on here, but hey. We're going to say game state sent to player. That's going to be an address as a string, and we're going to send any kind of payload, which is an any, and maybe an error, not quite sure. No, Ice Bear, no joke, but something is happening here. But hey, the show must go on, so I will deal with all stuff later on. That's what needs to happen. We are going at the speed of light. Send to player. So that's basically gonna be something like this. Hop, and then we're gonna say to, and that's gonna be a slice of string, but only with the adder, right? And then we're going to say sending payload to player. And after, if we can kind of make it work, then we're going to do some encryption. I'm going to teach you how you can do XOR encryption yourself. That's what we're going to do, XOR encryption. Very simple, but hey, we need to start simple, and we're going to build this better. And by the way, I mean, if you have a good key. So basically, a hacker needs to decrypt, needs to hack each player's computer, right? Before he can actually hack the game. That's who's gonna do that, right? I mean, is nobody, right? Payload and then player is gonna be this, and then that's probably the adder, like this, right? And then we return. Actually, we don't need to return an error because it's just, there is none. And of course, I think we also need, where are my messages? Game state, game status. We're gonna make a new status also, because receiving cards, not quite sure if that is a thing. So I'm gonna copy this, I'm gonna call this game status, shuffle, and deal. Right. So if you do this IOTA thing, right, this enum thing, then everything will increment by itself. Not quite sure if I need to make a short about this. I think a lot of people know this. Not quite sure, actually. case shuffle and deal. All right, I'm gonna copy this return real quick, and I'm gonna say shuffle and deal. I'm not using my caps lock, I just try to shift it, these things. Shuffle and deal. This is wild, man. This code base, man. Holy crap. Where are we doing? Add Pete. Where are we setting statuses? Oh yeah, I see. I know. It's in the message thing. Here. Handle message, shuffle and encrypt, and then set status. We're gonna delete this. And we're also gonna make a new thing. We're gonna say server, and we're gonna say handle encrypted deck. Handle enc deck, right? And that's gonna be a from string, and I think it's a message enc deck, right? And of course, I need to specify this. I'm gonna return an error, up like this, and then what's going on? Awesome content you have here, by the way. Gabriel, thank you, man. Not sure, Gabriel or David. I will call you Gabriel David. Thanks, man. Like I mentioned before, and I will keep repeating this. It's the feedback from the community that keeps me going, right? That's literally it is. There is literally no money in the fucking world that can replace a feeling of being appreciated, right? For the most of my life, I basically do things alone. I have not many friends. And I don't know how it feels to be appreciated. It is what it is. And now I feel it, and it gives me so much energy. You have no clue. So thank you. Thank you. How do you move between splitted windows on VS Code? Well, that's basically my own... Look, I was a Vim user, and there's only one editor that can replace my Vim, my native Vim thing. But of course, this is not my Vim. My Vim config is on my Mac, so this is literally trash, right? But there is only one editor that can replace it, and that's my VS Code, a stripped version of VS Code with my key bindings. And I have, wait, let me do this, VS Code. And normally Nightbot will respond to you with the repository where my config is. And there you can see my key bindings for doing the splits things, and you can change it with yours. And that's how I do it, right? It's basically space, and then H, space H for... Oh man, I'm so dyslexic. Left. And space L for right. Right, and then I have some key bindings for these things, and for my folders. Yeah, you should play around with this and configure it like your belongings or believings or whatever, likings. All right, so handle enc deck. So we're gonna say, actually we're gonna copy this thing real quick. Wait, we're gonna actually delete this, delete and copy this. Hop. And of course we need to change this to from. Receive the encryption deck, yeah. And then we say shuffle and encrypt. It's gonna be from, and this is gonna be, I think, message deck or something. And maybe this should return an error. That would be nice, actually. I'm not gonna lie. So we're gonna do GD, hop, and then it returns an error. Look at that. All right. Yes. So, and to be honest, this poker thing, this decentralized poker thing, it's gonna take a while. But we're gonna switch the streams up, of course. Yeah. Do you test your code or no? Yes, I test my code. But like I said, I mentioned this already before, Munir, that these kind of applications are very hard to test, right? Because you can unit test them, that's true. But to test these things behaving, you're gonna spend a lot of time writing your test. You can do that, right? Golang has some cool things to do these things, to bootstrap these tests and to test if players are connected and how many players they have and blah, 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 and all that shenanigans. But it's going to take us a long time, right? And these tests are also error prone. That basically means that you're most likely gonna write a bug in your test. So what is the test then gonna prove? It's a thing. But you should always make tests, and if you check my blockchain project, I have a lot of tests there. Yeah. Joining from a bar with my laptop on my second bottle, man. Oh my god, Akan, you are one of a guy, man. Joining from literally everywhere, this guy. From the gym, from a bar. We have no time, right? We need to do it right now. We are young and we have one life, so we need to seize the moment. All right, game state shuffle and encrypt. So look at this thing. I'm gonna. This is. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna delete this. We're gonna delete this. So shuffle and encrypt. So if we receive a deck, an encrypted deck from somebody. Wait, first of all, we need to initiate. First of all, we need to do this. This initiate and shuffle is basically for the dealer, right? Everybody needs to shuffle and send it back. Okay, I understand. But there is, in poker, there's always the button, the dealer. There's always a dealer. So one is going to initiate. And where is my Bob thingy? I thought did I delete that? Foo. Oh my god, I deleted that. Yeah, that's nasty. Was it in server then? Yeah, I deleted it. That's what it is. So we're going to say game status. That's going to be shuffle and deal, right? We're not going to do this. We're going to, first of all, check deal to player. And that's going to be, that should be a player, right? Player, layer, whatever. Of course, we're going to replace this with an address. Then we're going to set the status. Wait. First of all, then we're going to say send to player. Not with status. We're going to send to player, and it's going to be... Let's do a list first. We need that. We need a list. So we need a list of players. We have a map, but the map is a map is not sorted. Munir, love the channel, one of a kind. All the other channels take basic CRUD operations, but this one is a real pro. Yeah, man. I know. That's why I'm doing this. Yeah, and I hope. Although my videos do not reach as much people, I don't know why. I literally don't know why that is, to be honest. I'm trying everything. Correct text, good thumbnails, description, the whole shebang. I even post shorts pointing to these videos. I do the whole thing, right? But still, maybe 300 people viewed it. Can you imagine? But if somebody comes up with a fucking to-do list, he gets 50k views. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it is what it is, man. I think people that want to see this stuff, they will see it, right? And I don't. That's the people I want, right? I want soldiers, right? We need a player list. Player list. It's going to be a slice of string. Is it? No. It's going to be a slice of pointers to player. And then, of course, this needs to be a listen header. It's going to be a string. And then starting go, Akan. starting Go, I notice, is using slices more than arrays. What are the advantages? You will actually never use an array, to be honest. Unless you are making like this, right? Wait, let me first list of players here. Player list. An array in Golang is basically not expandable. Look at this card, this deck, right? You see, this is an array, right? Array. An array of 52 cards, right? So basically that means that we cannot make it 53, or we need to copy the array into a 53 array, you know? And that's exactly what slice does, right? Slice is basically just an array, but it's a syntactic sugar by Golang to make sure you can add things to the slice, and it will automatically make it grow and make it shrink. That's what a slice is. You're gonna do some stupid things, and if you know upfront that you're going to do stupid things, then it's all good. Then it's all good. If you do stupid things and you don't know you did them, that's another story. So we're gonna say in this case is G players list 0. We can't. Why is that? I just made it. Player list. Players list or player list? I think players list makes sense. So yes. So what we're gonna do, we actually need to have a deterministic slice of players, and we don't have it, but hey, just for the sake of getting things moving, because if I need to initiate a shuffle, my address is not in the players list because I am a player, but I'm not in the list. And yeah, and then we could say G send to player, and it's going to be the deal to player listen adder, like this. Send to player, by the way, like this. Message enc deck, and that should be it. And then we're going to send our status. We're going to set our status to shuffle and deal. Or shuffled and dealt. Not quite sure. We and from. Is this gonna work? And first of all, what I'm also gonna do is look at this. That's maybe interesting to teach you or to show. Make run. First of all, I'm gonna make it run. Yes. No. Of course. Like I said it before. I'm going to do something stupid. You see? But the thing is, I'm accessing an array by an index or a slice by an index. That's something you never can do before checking the length, of course. But still, I'm not going to check the length. But we need to add the player to the list. And I'm going to show you something interesting about channels and handling it, because we have an issue, or we could have an issue. Federico, man, your contents are pure gold. YouTube algorithms should put them in front page of anyone interested in programming. I know, but the thing is, I don't know what it is, Federico. I have literally no clue. Maybe I'm still starting off, and YouTube need to know my content and needs to put it. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something, Federico. If I have literally a very stupid video, actually stupid, I don't know, it's how to be a filthy software engineer. Look that video up in my channel. And to the guy that comment, I think I removed the comment. Although I left that comment for a very long time. There was a guy. So basically, first of all, that video, how to be a filthy rich software engineer with money in my hands, right? Because I was just starting out, and I thought, okay, I need to have these clickbaits because otherwise, and I feel very guilty about that video, because how to be a filthy rich software engineer. But this video actually popped kind of off, right? It was not super popping off, but still, a lot of people clicked it. Or that other video with this DeFi protocol will probably make you rich. If there is something in a video where people think I'm gonna be rich, or I'm gonna learn to program in a day, man, then you are the king. Then you will have 50k viewers. It's insane. But if you post something like, I don't know, how to build a trading engine in Go or in Rust, people don't give a shit. People don't give a shit. Anyway, although people give a shit, the people that want to give a shit, right? But I mean, a lot of people are here on YouTube for cheap dopamine, just like Mr. Beast, basically the most popular guy on YouTube, but his videos are basically shit, right? Why? What are you going to learn from that guy? Nothing, right? It's just some people putting hands on money, and that's where the world is evolving, man. And that's a little bit sad, to be honest. But hey, the most important thing is Federico, you're here, so that's good. What country are you from? Achter het bureau, from Belgium, my man. Of course. What do you think? It's the epicentrum of the world. We run things. Gabriel, when I have time, I'm gonna start with the blockchain project. Seems really complete. Others are really basic. Yeah, man. The blockchain project, the crypto exchange from scratch is also very filthy. It's really good, not gonna lie. It's a complete exchange. It works. It's tied on Ethereum, and we actually match orders and send the currency. It's crazy, man. It's very good to learn about these things. Oh, one more chat and I'm gonna... Akan, Anthony, you might not have 1 million subs, but I promise you're gonna get 100k top engines. Yeah, man. Top engineers. Yeah, exactly. That's what I think. I don't need people... I was also thinking making some other videos about how to be a programmer and blah, blah, blah. But I really need people that wanna learn. Otherwise, there is no place on my channel for you. Okay. I'm confused now. Yes, add players to the list. Here, this new player thingy. So we're going to say that the player is going to be a pointer to a player, and we're going to say that his listen address is going to be the header from above. This is going to be a player, and then we're going to say g player list is going to be append g players list, and of course the player. That was my nickname from when I was younger. Girls told me that I was a player. Yes. And my teacher from I don't know, when I was younger, I think was the first, I don't know how you say that in English, but so the first thingy. One of your first years in normal school, and they say, Anthony, you are ashamed to your parents. They say something like, you are not going to make it. Oh man. I still tell that story against everybody. Tell all my friends. Juffrouw Willard. Mrs. Willard from math class. She said I was garbage. Maybe I was in the day, I'm not gonna lie. I was a guy. Okay, so now this is gonna work. Make a run. Yes. So I need to debug this shenanigans, right? So where is received deck? Let me stop this thing so I can actually debug it. Handshake successful. Sending. How do you use WSL for your command line? Yeah, you mean here in this thing? I don't know, man. It's that's a good question. I just installed WSL from here somewhere. I don't know, man. Something like that, and it just worked out of the bed. Normally you should restart or something, and then you're gonna see this WSL thingy. And yeah, then you're Gucci, man. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, I did not expect that this is gonna work so fine, WSL. And I rebounded my whole keyboard, so I have a Mac, so I have a command key. My Windows key is the command key, because I cannot literally work with control, man. That's not gonna work. Of course, look at this. We need to return this handle deck, right? Handle eng deck, and then we're gonna say MSG from and MSG. No, V, right? V, because V, in this case, we switch on the type of the payload, and the type is in this case a message eng deck, and it's not pointer. Why? Because Golang encoding, and my nose is itching, and it's not from sniffing. It's basically, I don't know what's going on. I'm allergic to my mic. This welcome. Yeah, so it's no pointer because Golang encoding never encodes into pointers for some reason. Make run, let's go. All right, so received an encrypted deck. We received it from 3000, which is the dealer. And then we have VR 4000, so that's working. So another thing I'm gonna do is here. I wanna show you this. Where is my... Here, this thing. So what happens in this loop is each time we send a message, right? We handle the message here. And actually, I can show you this in a perfect example. But the problem is that before we can actually hit one of these other cases, or even process another message, and are we buffered? What I'm gonna do is this, here. I'm gonna say go func, like this. Wait, what am I doing? Stop. Like this, that should work. So now we are not getting blocked by processing our message. So now it's gonna fire off these go routines and we can receive another message once again. Although this is not blocking channel, so I'm not quite sure. Anyway. Sometimes it's confusing for me too, guys. Okay, so if we, the next part we need to do, and then we're gonna do some encryption, gonna teach you some encryption, is back to this message. Let me quickly check. This is stop chat. Should I do live chat? Because sometimes my OBS is bugging me out for some reason. Anyway. Yes, shuffle and encrypt. That's actually good. Here. Okay, cool. So normally this player list, right? We have this list of players, which is a slice of string. Normally this should be, which is actually this, right? It looks like this. It looks like 3000, 4000 or something like this, right? And because we are in a decentralized peer-to-peer environment, we cannot assume that everybody's list is going to be the same, because they're connecting and you know, we cannot assume that everybody is going to have the same list. And we do not put our own address in our list. So we basically, our lists are completely not deterministic. So what we should do is make something, and even those strings, we cannot sort them. Of course, you could say, yeah, but you can split them by the column and then make ints and sort them like that. True, true. Or we can actually assign IDs to our servers and use these IDs, these random generated IDs, to sort them on an int or an int64. And then we can actually make sure that we also put ourselves into that list, sort that list, and then we basically, each node has the same list. And what we could do then is basically keep track of the dealer by an int, right? The index of the dealer in that list. And based on that, we can proceed, right? We could say, okay, it's now index 0 needs to deal, and then, okay, then it's index 1, index 2, index 3, and then based on the length of the list, we go back to 0, right? That's actually the right approach. But because it's Saturday evening, that's already too complicated for us to take care of. No, but I think that's actually what we need to do. To make sure that we have a deterministic list across our network, right? I need to remember, and I will. But for now on, we're going to say, actually, we're going to do something stupid, and we're going to say, because we know how it's going to work, because we actually sleep, and we know exactly how these players going to connect in our test, in our bootstrapped environment here. So we're going to say something like, because actually, I'm going to show you this, right? So you could say G players list, right? And you could say, deal to player, that's going to be the G players list. And you could say yes. So you're sending, you get a message from 3000. That's probably the first in your array. So give me, in your list, instead of 0, instead of fetching 0, give me 1, right? Because we have 3 players in our main, right? You see? We have A, B, and C, and they're all connected and have a good time. But look what's going to happen. Look, I'm just gonna print this guy out. Deal to player like this, and then make run, and you're gonna see, boom. You see, index out of range. But there are 3 players, so I should have 0 and 1. I should have a length of 2. That's true, but because of the nature of a distributed decentralized peer-to-peer network, we cannot assume that he's already in that list, right? Because we are booting things up at a very rapid speed. So who's going to guarantee us that he's already in that list? Nobody. That's something we need to take care of, right? Because I think, especially because we boot up so fast, right? You see, I think we could. What the hell is he? Maybe if you do 10 seconds or something. No, then it's definitely not gonna work. Maybe that's the reason, actually. Millisecond is fine enough. Maybe this is gonna work now. I don't know. No. Now it's work, right? Now it's working because there is no delay. But in a real-world environment, you see where I'm going, right? Because if I make this time sleep random, then most of the time we're gonna have this panic. So it's inconsistent behavior. But maybe if I run again, it will not work. Maybe if I run again, who knows? Well, anyway, it works now, but hey. Wait, so let's just assume that everything is okay, and let's say, okay, we have this player, which is going to be the next in the list, and we could say like to do get this player out of deterministic list. Deterministic, I could say like this, sorted list. Maybe a point. All right, and then we got to get the player, or actually we should say we're gonna shuffle and deal. A lot of to-dos, eh? And then we're gonna say actually, these are basically the same functions. No, it's not. You see where I'm going, right? This is 0 and this is 1. I mean, but I think an initiated shuffle should give also another status because he's the dealer or something. I don't know. Anyway, what if we do shuffle and deal and we say player index is an integer and we say player index here, and then shuffle and encrypt, right? We say from deck, and then we say something, an error here, and say return G shuffle and deal, and we say player index is 1. Not quite sure. Anyway, let's redo real quick, rewind, because there is a better way for sure. We can engineer this or make this a little bit better. But the thing is, then I need to think for longer than 3 minutes, and that's boring. Fuck it, we're gonna just join this real quick and then do this. And we're gonna say here logres with fields, logres fields info received cards and going to shuffle, and then we're going to say the field is going to be from receive from player. It's going to be from. That needs to be this, right? It's a map in this field, I know. And then we're going to say we are G listen address, and then we're also going to say deal to player. Dealing to player, and that's going to be something like this. Is this going to work? And then deal to player like this, and then return null, and then make run. And now we have an issue, you see? So let's assume Let's assume we do heads up. Taking a step back, eh? If we do heads up, then we basically shuffle. We don't. Of course, they keep sending cards, right? So they keep ping-ponging cards because we initiate, they receive, and they say, hey, if I need to receive, I need to send back. So that's kind of working. The question is, when do we stop? When do we stop? Now we need to keep a list of they keep sending. How can I quickly fix this? Very easy. Cheers, Anthony. Teapot. I'm gonna call you Teapot GG. Probably a Vimmer. I think you are a Vim abuser because you have GG on your I cannot even type GG because then I'm out of my. I need to G, escape, and then G. I literally cannot. Every word that starts with the G, I don't know what is G, I guess. It's insane. That's trouble. Because it's waiting for a command. Anyway, damn, this is actually a simple thing. We should do something like, let me open up server. Damn. I think we need to keep track to if we need to respond yes or no. So if I'm receiving from 3000, if I'm receiving cards from someone and I never need to. You could remap I guess. Yeah. Joe Biden, VIP Patreon, by the way. What is up, weekend stream? Yeah, man. Like I mentioned, it's Saturday evening. Everybody's basically playing Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, watching Netflix or drinking beers. But we are here, right? We don't do that shit. We are the army of the high-value engineers. We don't do that shit. We are building blockchains and peer-to-peers. A guy on Twitter asked me today, hey, Anthony, why do you know all that stuff? How? And I told him, man, I swapped Netflix and all these games for coding. That's why, you know what I mean? Because otherwise I was feeding in League of Legends anyway. So I'm basically not a good, yeah. I mean, the J2, yeah, I understand Teapot, but the problem is, yeah, it's so much muscle memory that if I need to remap it, it's crazy. I can't. And that's why I actually choose the GG thingy, because, I mean, cannot even. Because I think KK, a lot of people using KK or something, I think the letter K is actually more used. Not sure. I mean, the only in loops, that's sometimes nasty. In loops, I use this thing sometimes, but otherwise, if my name was Jonathan, Woo! That would be BS as fuck. Oh, it's you. Well, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. I remember your avatar. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, you asked me, how do you know all that stuff? Well, because I swapped everything out. Even on a Saturday evening. And you are also doing that, I see. So, man, congratulations. That's insane. John, that's insane, T-Bot. I can see that you are willing to proceed in your life. I can see that. And that's good. That's very good. Hi, Anthony. The get player with status method doesn't use the S parameter, I think. This get player with status. What a hero. That's true. What the hell is this? We should do like if S equals... what the hell are we doing in this thing? Or were we drunk? I want to know, is this player actually a player now? Yeah, no. It's, how do you do this? I need to, yeah, now it is. And then we need to say if player status equals S, then we can append this thing. Man, hey. Man, I need this edit also. John, man, you're a real hero, not gonna lie. This bug, how did you catch that? That was crazy. Man, what the hell? That's insane. That's insane, man. Thank you. And that's why I basically we had that issue 2 days ago. Man, thank you so much. Sometimes you just don't see it. It's crazy. Anyway, I think because right now we have this issue, right? So if we make run right now, we're going to ping pong these messages because they think they need to keep sending cards, blah, blah, blah. So we need to find a way. But I think also before we need to fix this, before my computer is basically turning on fire, we need to have our deterministic... John, I follow all videos, man. Thanks. Thank you so much. I hope you probably see me a lot, make mistakes a lot. But hey, shh. Don't tell anyone. It's our secret. Just DM me or something. No, of course. I make a lot of mistakes, trust me. So I think we need to have this deterministic sorted list, slice of IDs, or maybe we can actually just convert the addresses to strings and sort them like that. Maybe. We're gonna do that for sure. But I think we could do right now is check our encryption, maybe. First time, always first time. That's it. There's always a first time for everything. And Teapot, how did you find me, by the way? Did you saw one of my videos or a short? Or I'm always curious how people find me. Or on Twitter, maybe? I don't know. Actually, what we should do is, let me make this function on top. I will move it out, but it's better for you to follow if I make this on top. And actually, maybe I can do focus, new file, encrypt maybe. That's maybe better. Package deck. So we're gonna have something like func encrypt. YouTube suggestion, that's crazy. That's crazy. I'm always wondering what kind of thumbnails you guys click on, because I need to put some some nasty faces on my thumbnails, and it's not that I want to do this, but I see other people doing that, so I basically copy their behavior, right? I mean, I just copy success, but I think it's funny. My friends basically laugh at me. Well, friends. people that know me, and not call them friends, to be honest. So we need to encrypt. The thing is, what I'm gonna do is actually make a new file, encrypt test, to test this real quick. I have some questions for myself. We're gonna say encrypt test here. Oh, what's going on? And then here, encrypt. Package deck. Func test encrypt cards T testing T hop and hop. Alright, let's save this real quick. So we're gonna encrypt the card. How are we gonna do this? Oh, Teapot, you also the YouTube suggestion. That's nice. YouTube is starting to like me. I'm not gonna lie. Let me quickly check some stuff because I see nasty. All right. So, and if you guys willing to see Golang microservices, because the community was asking for that, Monday I'm gonna do a stream about that. Because I spent 2 years of my life working at a company in Belgium, and they do Golang, and they do a lot of microservices in Golang on a Kubernetes cluster, but I'm not a Kubernetes specialist. If you want to have a Kubernetes specialist, Salad Blanding in our Discord, he is basically the man, if you want more information about that. So encrypt. We need to encrypt the card. Let's open up deck. First time I do 3 things, by the way. It was actually on an accident I opened this thing, but hey, it works. We're gonna encrypt the card. So let's test this. So we need to make bytes of that thing. How are we gonna do this? I think we're gonna say encrypt a card, and it's gonna be a pointer. Are we using? I don't think we use pointers. Teapot, I spent the last couple of months building a Golang microservice. Nice, man. Golang is actually the best language to do that. If you're still using Python, Python maybe. But if you're using Rust or something to build a microservice, please. Or Java or Finagle or Scala, because that is the legacy microservices are basically built in Scala and in Java. Most of them. Also spent some contracting work porting these shenanigans over. Whew, that's why I'm bold. Pointers and porting Java. And building Minecraft clones. These things make me bold. And creative. It's hard to follow any of this because I don't know any poker. You don't need to know any poker, Joe Biden. I'm gonna encrypt the card, which basically is gonna be a byte. We're gonna encrypt bytes. But first of all, I need to make a byte out of a card. So I'm gonna say gob. I'm gonna make a buffer. Buff is going to be a new bytes buffer, I guess, like this. And I'm gonna say if r equals gob a new encoder. We're gonna say yo buffer, and then we're gonna encode the card. Do we need encard? No. And then we're gonna say r. If the r is not null, we're gonna say it's gonna return an error, of course, right? Look, I'm gonna do something very nasty, very nice and nasty at the same time, and this needs to be. I'm gonna return the error, eh? You see, I think this needs an address. We don't have this. It's C. Actually, I'm gonna call this card, to be honest, because if somebody here is in the Ruby community, you literally want to kill me if I don't do that. So we have this buff, right? So we could say we need to encrypt. What's going on here? We need a key. We need an encryption key. Key. A slice of bytes. And then we're going to say, let's say the payload is going to be buff bytes. Buff bytes like this. And then we're going to say for And literally, I swear, normally I type always my for loops, but hey, look at this. It's crazy, but hey. For I equals 0, and I'm going to say I smaller than len of the payload. We're going to I plus plus, right? Always type your for loops unless you wrote them 1 million times in your life, then you can use these shortcuts. Yeah, so we have a key. How big is the key? We don't know. And actually, I don't think we care. Although I think we should care, but it's gonna work. I need to look that up, but it's gonna work for now. We could say, hey, the key needs to be minimum, I don't know, maybe 20 or 18 or 16 or 12, whatever. But if you come with a key of 3, that's hackable, right? That's very, very hackable. So we're gonna say that the payload, no, we need a buffer. We need another buffer. The output, encrypted output maybe. Enc output is going to be make me a slice of, what's going on here? Make me a slice of bytes, len payload, like this, and then we're gonna say enc output y equals, it's gonna be payload y XOR. Why this is not gonna work? Yeah, and then we're gonna say the key I mod len key, and you're an encryptor. You're an encryptor. If you know this, you're literally an encryptionist, a cartographer. You're a god. If you do this in front of your lead engineer, he will sit down and say, "Hail to the king," and you will take his place over. So we can go back to writing documentation for his whole life. Enc output. So this is basically an encrypted card, but the thing is, man, this is so sick. Look at this. We're gonna return this. Of course, we need to return this shenanigans, right? We're gonna say return the bytes. Man, my keyboard. Byte and an error. We're gonna say return me the encrypted output and null. Okay? And then here we can say null for a byte. And then we're gonna say the payload. Actually, we're gonna do a card, right? Yeah, let's do a card from the first time. So we're gonna say card. It's gonna be a card. Which card? A. I just wanna ask which card are we going to use, but we're going to use the ace of spades, of course. What do you think? It's the most powerful card of the deck. How do we make a card, by the way? How do we do this? Suit. We need a suit. That's gonna be spades. And then we need a value. And that's gonna be 1, right? The ace of spades. In our case, it's gonna be 1. Let's open up encryption back. Encryption. So we have this card. Then we're gonna say the enc output. Enc output error is going to be encrypt. We need a key. Bytes. Foo barbas. Teapot. Looks good. Yeah, man. Thanks. Thank you so much, my man. Encrypt, and we're gonna say my key and the card. And then we're gonna say if r. Can we do t? No, we actually need to check this. If, do we have as testify in this? No. Because this is our first test. If that is not null, then we're gonna say man, my VS Code is doing very strange. We're gonna say t fail r. No, I think it's t error f r. And then we're gonna Let's print that thing out. fmt printf. I think println is fine. Can println do this? Bytes? Probably it is. Now let's run this here. All right. So we have this card encrypted. Nobody knows, only we, because we have the key. All right. So now we're going to test this, right? So now we're going to encrypt it again. So how do you encrypt it again? Well, that's pretty funny, actually, if you don't know this, but if you encrypt something with a key, with XOR, that's why it's basically not the safest thing, but if you encrypt something with XOR encryption, and you encrypt it again, you get the decrypted one. This is amazing. It's crazy. I wish loving a girl was so simple as that. Encrypted outputs. So we're going to say, maybe we should make a decrypt function so we can actually unmarshal this again. Look at this. What are we going to do? Wait, we're going to say encrypt card, right? Then we're going to make another function, and this function is going to be encrypt. And I think this needs to be public. We're going to encrypt again, but we're going to make it a little bit better. Better to use. So we're going to take our card, make this a buffer. So the only thing we need to do is copy this. Wait, I'm gonna delete this, put it in here. That's gonna take actually the key and actually also the payload, which is a slice of bytes, and it's gonna return us a slice of bytes and an error. Okay. You can do that in Go, right? Maybe you didn't know that, but you can, instead of doing key bytes like this, you could also say jammer key and byte or bytes, key and payload or bytes. Then we have our payload, and then we're gonna just return encrypt, and we're gonna give this the key and the payload, right? And then we can do another function, decrypt card, which is gonna be this. It's not gonna take a card, right? It's gonna take the key, and it's gonna take encrypted enc payload, or enc card maybe. That's maybe better. Enc card, and we're gonna return a card and an error. And if this works, we are the musicians of YouTube, isn't it? And now I'm making myself the question. That's for later. So decrypt card, what we're gonna do is we need to say card is going to be a card, a new decoder. Do we have a buffer? Of course, that's the enc card, right? We can we do that? I think we need a bytes new reader, by the way. Decode the cards, and of course we need a memory address. If the address is not null, then we're gonna return. Oh, we cannot return null. Should we do something nasty? We could do something like this, right? Like card, error, error. You could do this and go, right? Look at this. This is how you confuse new people in your work. And actually, you should never do this. But I'm gonna show you this. But you should never ever use this. It's It's a bad practice, but we could do something like this, right? We could say var. Actually, we don't need to be honest. We could just... we could do this and just return. Just do this. And then we should return. Look at how nasty this is. This is literally nasty. I mean, it looks clean, but still, it doesn't make any sense. But it works. So what I would suggest is not doing that. I would suggest just do like normally you turn a card, no named returns. And that's literally the only thing I do not really like. So we're just gonna say you're just gonna say card is gonna be a card like this, and then do normal stuff. We're gonna say return the card, even if it's a zero initialized one, and the error of course. And then in this case, we're gonna return the card and all that. I don't know, but I think this is a little bit more readable. Abdu, this looks like RSA encryption. This is just XOR encryption. It's basically the most basic form of encryption. Is it secure? Well, as long as somebody does not know your key, it is kind of secure. Depends on the length of your key. And of course, there are computer programs that can crack it. Right? If you do, there are some series you can find online, like these war games online, right? Where you can need to do some exercises, and I do them from time to time. Maybe we should do this on stream. Actually, that's a good idea. Why don't we do this like some war games where we try to check how far we can come? That's a good idea, man. Abdu, thanks for pointing RSA out, because otherwise I didn't came up with that idea. But the thing is, in our poker game, I mean, we could go for the absolute best encryption, but is it needed? I mean, like I said, this is not something that's going to be online, right? Where people are going to lose money for real or something. This is to teach you, right? To teach you some stuff. And to crack our poker game, you basically need to decrypt. Basically, you need to decrypt each key. So you need to hack and break each key on each computer from all players before you can actually see the deck. And I don't know. That's hard. But still. All right, so decrypt card. Now we're going to see if this is going to work. So enc output is going to be encrypt. Encrypt card like this. Then I'm going to the cards. The other card, actually, how do we call this? This is a bad name. Deck card, the decrypted card error is going to be decrypt card. The enc output, and man, if this is not if this is not gonna work, then I don't know. The key, and just join this thing in here, place it in here. Let's say here, encrypted card. Is it B? I think it's B. And then we're gonna say here, decrypted card. That's gonna be V plus V. Man, plus V, and that's gonna be the deck card, right? Println, that should be printf, right? Unexpected end of file. Okay, there is something wrong, but still we have our decrypted card. Or did we make a big mistake? Maybe. No, right? Decrypted card. Look at this. The decrypted card. The zero of spades. That does not exist. The zero of spades does not exist. So there is an error. We have the spades, but the ace, it is not the ace. How is this possible? What's going on? It's probably it's probably the GOP encoding or something. Let me open up deck. I know why it is. It's because it's a suit. No, it is. No. If value is 1, it's going to be an ace. Wait, what gives me the error? Yeah, we used the key, of course. Or did I miss something? I don't think so. Man, why is it not? Yeah, we use the key, right? Because we use the same function, right? So if we encrypt both for decrypting and encrypting, but we have two functions because here we're gonna make bytes from the card by using a GOP encoding, right? We're gonna encode this to bytes, and then at decrypt, I mean at I'm getting possessed by the demon, by the devil. I'm talking in tongues. You know what time it is if I'm doing that. Again, if we are encrypting a card, we are basically encoding it to bytes, and if we are decrypting it, we are basically decoding it to a card. That's why we have these two functions, but it's still using the same encryption mechanism. The question rather is, why is this why is this 0? Yeah, I was debugging this. So we're going to say enc error. Yeah, enc error here. You're going to say percentage, maybe a percentage s, maybe a new line. And in this case, we're going to say it's going to be decrypt error, right? It's deck error. It's a decryption error. Is it GOP encoding? Is it? Did I make this? Oh yeah, you're right. Guys, how do we get this? Of course, it's, man, I'm literally retard. Look at this, guys. Who is this? John, once again. And Abdu. I'm so sorry. I'm so fucking sorry. Yeah, that's why we're getting these stupid spades, right? Because look at this. Look at this. Here. Where are my suits? Of course. Where is suits? Suits. This is 0, right? This is the first value. This is 0, 0, 1. This is 2, right? That's how this IOTA thing works. This is 3. So of course we get the spades. So I thought that we are Gucci because we get the spades, and then I saw the 0 and I thought, oh my god, there should be something. But it's indeed, we don't use it. You guys are literally gods. Literally. Without you, there is no me. You just need to. But guys, listen. Sometimes if you need to stream this thing, sometimes you just look over things. Trust me, it's wait. This is the encoded card, right? So we need to do. We can do this. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. The only thing we need to do in this case is say maybe B error is going to be encrypt. Man, now I need to think. Encrypt the key and the encrypted card bytes. Yeah. If R, we're going to return the cards. R. You could also return this, right? If you don't want to place this card at the top, you could do card and return it like that, but hey. So B should be the encrypted stuff. And instead of making a new bytes of this, we make, of course there was another file. I hope this is gonna work. And I'm gonna make tests because we can't, I don't have a make file. Do I have? I have a make file. The ace of spades. Thanks to you guys. Look at this. Decrypted card, the ace of spades. Finally. So sorry, man. So sorry, guys. Oh man, I need to drink something real quick. Some coffee from past week. And thank you, Bentegar Abdu and John Otero. The chats. The chat of the chats. Alright, so the thing is, we should have actually... Alright, so these arrows, let's delete this. We can do, and then delete that. And then basically we say if deck cards. We could actually do deflect deep equal. And we're going to say cards and deck cards. Oh, man. T error got, let's do this, but want this new line. Do we need to do that as an error F? I don't think so. So we got the deck card, but we wanted the card, right? Yes. All right, the deck, the encryption, I think it's fine for now. What I also want to test later on is if we can actually simulate. Let's simulate with encryption and a card deck the round trips, the dealing round trips, and see if we can actually encrypt this. Let me quickly see. No. Anyway, I thought I had this document because it's actually the shuffle mechanism from Virtue Poker, and I will link it maybe in the GitHub repo. We're going to use the shuffle mechanism and encryption. Well, the encryption we can choose, but it's the shuffle mechanism protocol of Virtue Poker, which basically does that shuffle. Because yeah, if you need to, we could make something up ourselves, but I think using that dealing mechanism is good. Are there any questions? I'm gonna always at the last couple of minutes or 10 minutes, maybe a quarter or something, 15 minutes. I'm open for questions about literally anything. What's going on here? VS Code is literally... It's because I'm not in a terminal. So if you have questions, please feel free to ask and I will try to answer them. Commits. Whip. Shuffle. Web shuffle and deal and encryption. Get push. Man, I'm a little bit fried. Get push origin master. All right, so you guys have the code, hey, to play around with. Oh, I'm getting tired. What are you guys gonna do? You gonna sleep? Gonna watch TV? Tell me anything. Tell me literally anything. Almost at 900 subs. 6 more, man. Call your friends. Call everyone. Wake everyone up. We need 6 subscribers to have 900. And don't forget, at 1,000 subscribers, I have a plan. I'm already preparing it because we're going at the speed of light. And it's going to be amazing. For people that are just starting out, maybe people that want to code but don't know how to begin. For experts, for literally everybody, it's going to be insane. I'm going to make a video about this, and of course Discord will, the community will know this first. And I'm going to make a video, and then we're going to do amazing things together. Yes, yes. Trying to get as much value in the world as possible. That's what I'm going to do. That's the plan. That's the plan. So no questions? Could be that nobody's in the chat. That's also an opportunity. I never look at the numbers. I'm always performing. 1 people, 2 people, 0. I'm always the same guy. Okay, if there are no questions anymore, I thank you for watching the stream. Monday is going to be the Golang microservice stream, which is going to be lit. And tomorrow, I'm not quite sure. Maybe back into this poker shenanigans, or maybe we're going back to the blockchain because we need to prepare stuff for our consensus algorithm. Because I think that's the last thing we need to do. If we can have our proof of stake consensus implemented into our blockchain, it's actually a complete project. Of course, it's not going to be a complete production ready project, but it covers everything what a blockchain needs to cover, right? So a lot of cool stuff's coming up. And we're probably also going to do some Rust stuff later on. So thanks everyone for watching. And if you are not subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you like the content that I'm providing, jump into our Discord if you want to learn more about my projects and to get help and whatever. And I see you in the next video live stream. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.